Running in your 40s can actually be the key to feeling better and having more energy. Let me tell you how. Many people are wondering if it's safe to run in their 40s or to start running in their 40s. And this is a very personal issue to me because I am in my 40s right now and I run regularly. I'm actually training for the Dopey Challenge right now. So I'm here to debunk some of the myths about running in your 40s. Many people believe that running in your 40s is a problem because it can actually cause damage to the tissues. I am here to tell you that as long as everything is going properly and you have trained properly, worked up to the distance you're trying to run, the research is very clear that moderate running actually can help increase tissue integrity. Now, I will also say that the research is very clear that if you do long distance running, things like ultramarathons and stuff like that, that can actually cause tissue damage, especially as you age. You need to be way more particular about all of your training, your gear, and all the things we're going to discuss today. But honestly, ultramarathoners, y'all are a little crazy, so you already know about all this stuff. Today, we're talking about people who just want to be able to go out and run. Maybe you want to do a 5K, maybe you want to do a half marathon, but people who are really just using running as kind of a fitness program and maybe stress relief. And if that's you, you may be concerned about causing damage by running in your 40s. Many people are concerned specifically about their knee joints and the arthritis in there. Now, again, the research is really clear that running in your 40s actually helps improve the knee cartilage. However, if you are starting with really bad arthritic knees, then chances are good that it will actually increase your knee arthritis. So we're talking to people who have relatively healthy knees overall. If you are struggling with a knee cartilage issue or knee arthritis, I'm going to recommend you work through that issue first before you start running. And for those people, I recommend starting with walking because walking is really good for knee arthritis in particular because it causes that gliding, which brings nutrition to the cartilage, and it also gives you a little bit of compression, which is helpful. But the increased compression from things like running is actually a problem if you already have a significant amount of knee arthritis. So if you have knee arthritis already diagnosed, I'm going to recommend you start with walking and work up to running. But if you don't have knee arthritis right now, it is safe to start running in your 40s or continue running in your 40s. Many people are concerned that they will actually cause an injury if they start running in their 40s or continue running in your 40s. I think that this myth got started because people get really motivated. They sign up for something like a 5K and they jump off the couch and just start running. Now, there is training that has to be done, and we're going to discuss more about that later, but it's safe to run in your 40s or continue running in your 40s as long as you do the proper training for the distance you want to do. Many people are concerned about it causing pain when they're running in their 40s. Now, I will tell you that if you're doing a new activity, there will be potentially some muscle discomfort, but that shouldn't necessarily be painful, and it shouldn't last more than 24 hours. It should be that kind of delayed onset muscle soreness type thing that you kind of shake your legs out, walk around, and take it easy for a day or two and you feel better. If you do have increased pain with running that lasts more than 24 hours and it doesn't quite shake out, that's a more serious issue and you do want to address the root cause of that. And a lot of people have told me that it's not safe or healthy to run in your 40s, which I really just don't get. I'm not sure exactly what is out there in the world that people think it's unsafe to run when you're in your 40s, 50s, 60s, or 70s. But I can tell you that the research is really clear. As long as you follow the steps we're going to outline below, it is safe and healthy to run in your 40s, and it can be fantastic for your mental health. Not only do you get the endorphins going through your body, you'll probably lose a little bit of weight, which will make you feel better, but you'll get that sense of accomplishment if you sign up for a race or even just complete a distance that you previously thought was impossible. I am here to tell you that running in my 40s is what has not only led to improvements in my health, but it has maintained my mental health during some very difficult times. And it's provided me an opportunity to challenge my body and do things that I never thought I would do. So signing up for the Dopey, which is a 5K Thursday, 10K Friday, half marathon Saturday, marathon on Sunday, is absolutely crazy. However, the sense of accomplishment I'm going to get when I cross that finish line after the marathon is going to be amazing. And it's going to propel me on in the future to continue running into my 50s, 60s, 70s, and maybe even 80s. All right, now if you've been running in your teens, 20s, and 30s, you now have permission to go watch another video, because what we're going to talk about next is the 10 things that you need to know about if you're going to start running in your 40s. 1, you need to connect with a specialist who can help guide you on your running journey. It can be impossible to know exactly how to start running and avoid injury, so you want to make sure that you're working closely with someone who can help guide you. 2, and I cannot overstate the importance of this, you need to invest in quality gear. If you don't have the right gear for the job, there is a chance that you could actually hurt yourself. I'm going to provide a link below to our favorite shoes. I am a flat-footed runner. My husband is a high-arched runner. I'm going to put all of those shoes in there so you have some ideas on how to get started. 3, you need to start slowly and build gradually. This is why you need to be working with a specialist who can help you create a plan that's going to work for your body. Especially if you've never been a runner in the past, it is totally possible for you to start running, but you need to have a plan that is, 1, going to work for your body, and 2, going to work for your mind. Because if you think, oh, I'm just going to get off the couch and go run 3 miles, that's going to be hard, friends. It's going to be difficult to get that done. So let's work with someone who can help us create a plan so we can have success and avoid injury. And then number 4, you need to follow that plan. So as we're training for Dopey, I have a plan that is up in my office at home. It's right above where I store my running watch. So every morning when I go grab my watch, I look up at my plan and I know exactly how many miles I need to run that day. Create a plan, follow the plan. Number 5, it is important to supplement with strength training. I am a cardiovascular junkie. I admit it. It's not a great thing, but it is important when you start things like running that you have enough strength to be able to do the activity you want to do. 6, don't forget about your diet. If you're not fueling your body properly, it's going to be very difficult for it to respond to you. Now, this is particularly important as you're increasing your distances. So right now we have really dialed in our diet as we're training for the Dopey, but it doesn't matter what distance you're running. It's important to be watching your nutrition and make sure you're fueling your body properly. 7, give your body a break. Make sure that your training program has enough time off so your body can recover in between runs. Many people will run day after day after day, and this can lead to a repetitive stress injury, things like shin splints or stress fractures or things like that. So you need to have a plan that gives your body enough rest that it leads to a full recovery before your next run. 8, cut out comparisons. You cannot be comparing yourself to your neighbor, your friend, your family member, or even me. A Dopey may never be in your future, and that's fine. That may not be your goal. Don't compare yourself to other people. Follow your own plan. 9, find friends and connect with a community. It's way easier to get out of bed and go for a run or meet some friends after work to go for a run when you have some people that you enjoy hanging out with. Plus, there's the accountability. I know somebody's waiting for me, so it's really hard to skip that run. And number 10, which I think is the most important thing, and it's actually one of the core values here at Physical Therapy for Everybody, is have fun. Now you may be thinking to yourself, how can running ever be fun? I know in the beginning stages, it is not fun. It is a slog. It is hard. Find your community, get that accountability so you keep going. But eventually it does get to be fun, and you do get those endorphins going through your body, and you start feeling better after you go through a run, and you start to feel better after you go for a run, and you actually get super motivated to go running on a more regular basis. I have been running regularly for over 30 years now, and every once in a while I have to take a break, either due to a pregnancy or just due to the fact that there's bad weather, that it's not safe to run in. And I can tell you that my body feels bleh when I take days off from running. Now, sometimes it's necessary because that's just what has to be done, but you will actually become addicted to running, and it's not the worst thing to become addicted to. Now, it is really important as you're following these tips that you listen to your body, because every body is different. If your body's saying, I need an extra day off, and your plan doesn't allow for it, what your body says trumps what your plan says. However, do be careful, because sometimes it's your mind telling you that you need an extra day off and not your body. And we can't give in to that, because it can be really hard to get back into that pattern. If anybody has run in the past and then they stopped, maybe you got sick or the weather or whatever reason that you had, it is really hard to get back on that bandwagon. And I know it's the same thing for me. Even though I've been running for 30 years, if I have to take time off for a long period of time because I'm sick or we had really bad weather and I'm not able to get out and run, I am telling you, it is hard for me to get back on the bandwagon too. So you got to decide. If your body is saying you need to take a break today, then you need to listen to that. But if it's your mind trying to tell you that you need to take a break today, I would encourage you to push through, get out there, and go for a run.